The climate crisis is threatening our economy, and Wall Street keeps adding gas to the fire. I'm here to explain what the Biden administration can do about it. We all remember how devastating the housing crash of 2008 was. Many Americans are still recovering, and some never will. It was caused by big banks making irresponsible, predatory, and ultimately catastrophic mistakes in the housing market.
Where's the bottom?
And when the market crashed, the cost didn't land on those responsible for causing the crash. They landed on the American people, especially those in low-income communities and communities of color. We swore it would never happen again. And yet, as we speak, those same big banks and financial institutions are once again pouring money into risky investments that could tank our economy. This time, it's toxic fossil fuel projects to the tune of over $3.8 trillion since the Paris Climate Accord was signed just 6 years ago. Wall Street is bankrolling the climate crisis, and the climate crisis could drive our economy into a catastrophic collapse. Here's how. Climate change poses risks to the financial sector in two big ways: physical risks and transition risks. Physical risks are direct threats to our infrastructure and systems. When climate-fueled droughts reduce farmers' crop yields, wildfires destroy homes and wipe out real estate markets, and floods sweep across towns, economic activity of entire regions of the country can grind to a halt. Transition risks are a result of our necessary transition off fossil fuels and to clean energy. Companies that have refused to change their portfolios will be especially at risk. When fossil fuels inevitably decrease in value, the shift can cause a shock to our financial system if not managed properly. In short, the climate crisis could take down our whole economy. Here's the good news. Agencies throughout the federal government already have the power and the obligation to protect us against these kinds of risks. In the wake of the 2008 recession, Congress passed the Dodd-Frank Wall Street Reform and Consumer Protection Act, or Dodd-Frank for short, to help federal regulators take action against emerging challenges and prevent another crash. Climate change is the greatest emerging challenge of our time. So, what can these agencies do? There are a lot of federal agencies involved here, and they have many tools at their disposal. For example, disclosure. Agencies can require that companies publicly disclose information about their own climate risk. When more information is out in the open, regulators, investors, and the public can make better decisions about how to rein in risk. Preparation. Agencies can require that firms conduct assessments of how they would fare in the face of anticipated economic impacts associated with climate change. And agencies can ensure that banks with lots of fossil fuel exposure have the financial cushion they need to deal with potential losses. Limits. Agencies can actually limit the amount of fossil fuel exposure any one financial institution can have. So there are a lot of tools available. The impacts of a climate-related economic collapse would be devastating. And if we don't act, we know what will happen. As Senator Whitehouse put it,
If there is a crash from the carbon bubble bursting, if there is a crash from coastal property values collapsing, it will have been the most warned of crash in history.
now the question is, will the Biden administration use the tools at their disposal to stop it? Thanks for watching. To learn more, visit evergreenaction.com/climate finance.